Hello everybody, this is Mate here, and welcome to a new, apparently I guess it would be like a miniature let's play slash walkthrough, because on the Steam page they said you could beat this in like 20 minutes. But this game is called The Bottom of the Well. Never played before, so let's get started. All I know is that it's a visual novel, so talking will be important for me. Here we go. Yep, it's got my profile. At the bottom of the well. Need to give the N in new a capital. There's also a capital C and a capital P. Welcome to Bottom of the Well. This game is a visual novel, meaning it's mainly text-based and piece of interactive fiction, a book where you can decide what happens next. Most of the gameplay consists of picking your choices from a selection of options which will further the story. Okay. Bottom of the Well does not have some gameplay aside from multiple choice, though it's important of which is the kind of Alice, our protagonist, you are going to play. If your first playthrough, I recommend we recommend use default Alice, but the customization is there to be used. Even if you complete the game, a different Alice might have a very different experience. If nothing else, you might just find a new way to die. Thanks for playing our game, Red Nettle Studios. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So I just figured out that selecting and gives you a piece of music. This skill generally represents Alice's ability to organise her supplies, both food and others. Example: flashlight, first aid kits. A high skill, which means that she can carry more things in her backpack, and also influences the availability of food and certain items. Survival. This is a combination of calculated Prejudice? I can't pronounce that. And experience. It represents Alice's ability to stay out of trouble, and if trouble finds her, to deal with it effectively with an invaluable skill in the post-apocalypse. Fitness. This skill represents Alice's level of fitness. A higher fitness will allow her to complete more physical, strenuous tasks, and also improves her overall resistance to radiation. Social life. This skill represents the time Alice has spent honing her skills to function in a group, either as a leader or a productive group member. A social Alice is likely to make more friends and influence people. Dating. Alice, like everyone else, desires companionship and love, but unlike the others, this is not a skill, rather it represents the level which she has committed to her current relationship. In the post-apocalypse, such commitment might not be any particular, however useless on. Okay. I can't read what that says. I'm terrible at English. Alice has majored in English, which is not the most immediately useful skill in the it probably says career. And post-apocalypse. The career stat is part skill, part represent of her position in academia or something. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which might be less useful than in the post-apocalypse, however, open up some interest venues of opportunity. Right, okay, so I think we'll just go with the default one. Today, default Alice is okay, so supplies, careers, dating, social life, no fitness and no survival. Yeah, let's just go with that. Okay, Dear Diary, September 13, 2015. A. Oh, morning A. Morning. Okay, did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No, well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen, about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on, Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is like our favourite let me finish. Something happened. I was tuning in on my radio. You're such a ludative? I don't know, that's amazing. I can even catch you online. Shut up, I'm not listening to. I'm just an analog. I just like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning into the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh, government-run number stations. No, it was this weird, like, white noise at first. It was hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. Maybe I could hear snippets of some melody, maybe the lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast. I also went out on my balcony and tuned the antenna around until the signal came clear. It sounded more like music with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion are found sloppy dead and the white knight is talking backwards, the red queen's off with her head. Oh, so some pirate radio broadcast of golden oldies. It felt like there was something else there, some message that the music was hiding. I knew it sounded weird and then I fell asleep. What a story! No, hear me out. I dreamed and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was a tiny blue kid. Don't know what that word says, but like waking up in another world, except I didn't think it was as another world. It doesn't make any sense. You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you still at least is it loosely? Okay, loose in control sounds pretty rad to me. I'm sure it would have been except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you've got my attention. Okay. So, like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did at Dell felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every colour, every touch. It was important, that I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it wasn't a dream. Heavy. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us that we were under attack. Were you alone? Yeah, I had a really long day at the office, so I had sworn off all social contact for the evening. I had the TV on in the background just as noise. Wait, what? The office? You mean you got some kind of real adult person job in this dream of yours? Yeah, actually, at the college, students administration office. Hey, don't sound surprised. I am going to graduate in just a few months, with a BA in English Lit. Shut up. Such skill with words. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system. Jacked the volume all the way up too. I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us that we were under attack right now, and that we needed to get to the shelter. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus, sounds scary. At first, I didn't want to believe it. I switched to channels, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started. Tornado sirens, flood sirens. I don't know. I don't know, and I knew things were serious. I don't think that's proper English even for me. So what you do? I went offline to find out where I was going. I immediately tried to call Chase. I need to think about my options. Yeah, I went like that. Yeah, you didn't try to call someone, like your parents? Of course I tried, but it was true to my phone deck was completely overworked. But the net still worked fine. So what did you find? The net was still working, but the bandwidth was severely lacking. The major news network were either down or overloaded. All the big search engines defaulted to some kind of government site, to simple HTML. That kind of confirmed it was a really big, real deal. Isn't the net supposed to be some kind of DARPA invention anyway. Wouldn't be surprised if they had some kind of system to take place to take it over if needed be. Well, if they haven't taken over, you could still go wherever you wanted. Facebook still worked. Apocalypse-proof servers. Nice. It was insane. I tried to get into touch with my brother. He's the only one who ever got an account, but there was still no reply. I spammed my aunts and sent an email to my mother, but I don't know. It felt like I needed to find someone right there and then, and a group chat I was spreading through our social networks like wildfire. Someone had found the closest old Fallout shelter that was actually still operational down on 3rd. People were going there, just grabbed all the things and running before the bombs fell. So what happened next? You know, I did find you online. That must have been useless. I'm all the way in Old Blighty, unless things were different in your dream. No, you were still in the UK. The bombs actually started falling there. Were you ... You disappeared. There was nothing more to do. It was only a dream, Al. Sure. So then what? Me tried to call Chase, I think about it, I suppose. Seemed like the best option. The Fallout was down the 3rd. It wasn't that far, close enough to walk anyway. What did you think to bring? Oh right, yeah, I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much in there, bigger on the inside and all that. Okay. Take flashlight. Take video. Okay. Huh. My universe. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is what I got. Well, go on, what was it like? Did you run into trouble? You could see that, God, that shelter, so... I headed towards the shelter from my apartment. I admit that I was still kind of hoping it was just some kind of big false alarm and by tomorrow everything would be back to normal. Like an extreme version of On as well as War of the Worlds broadcast. Actually, the panic that the radio show caused was greatly exaggerated, probably by Wells himself, and it worked. We still remembered it today. Great ad campaign. Guess that English Lit degree is going to some use at least. Yeah, well, I didn't really feel like it. I remember trying to think of words to describe the way the streets felt, the way the city sounded: turmoil, chaos, anarchy, tumblr, pandemonium, the capital of hell. Now who's got a degree in lit? Stop stalling. Yeah, it's just so fucking damn, like I said, everything felt so real in the panic in the streets. The accidents everywhere within no emergency response showed up, and the ever-present siren. It was like everyone walked with their eyes into the sky, just expecting to see a flash. Did you make it to the shelter okay? The shelter was actually in the basement of a bar. They used it as storage, which was handy since there was a door towards the street, but there was no signs or anything like that anymore. I just knew about it from the Facebook conversation. Okay, wait. Isn't that the bar that you always go to? The red bar? Yeah. Go on, Alice. Did you get in? I went to what I thought was the side door. It wasn't the kind of alleyway I'm used to hang out in, but I could just imagine junkies and hobos sleeping among those trash bags anyway. The suspense is killing me. So I knocked on the door and immediately tried the handle. It was locked. Nothing happened for a while, but then the door opened just a bit, and she stuck her head out. She, the bitch queen. It was this red-haired chick who had taken charge of everything in there. She was the one who originally posted about the place, so I guess she felt like she owned it somehow. She stood there in the doorway looking me over and then basically said, "We're full," like it was an exclusive club. I can't believe they just keep you out for no good reason. Was it actually full? Ha! Not a chance. There was a sign for that said capacity 100, and there, so it was just no way that 100 people in there were already. So I said as much. She didn't reply. Guess you did just let it be at that. I tried to talking my way in. I pushed the door. I tried to push it open. I said I wasn't the only one wanting to get in. I tried to push open the door. I wasn't having any of this shit. The girl clearly said capacity 100 people, and there was no way there were 100 people out there. So what did you do? I tried pushing, but as though I was way too slow and weak, she kicked my foot out and slammed the door, leaving me stuck in the front. Oops, yeah. I tried banging, but while there was nothing else to give up, I stepped back in the door. So the sound of it slamming shut still echoed in my ears. Then the sound of depression. I knew there was no more opening it. I had to think of something else. So you were right back where you started, kind of. So realistically, what were your options? Need to get down. I needed to get out of time. So what was your plan? Well, I needed to get out of town, get out of the downtown area fast, which left me with a few options. The streets, I can imagine they must have been pretty bad. You live centrally, don't you? Yep, yeah, and yep. The streets were bad, really bad. Accidents everywhere, gridlock as far as the eye could see, panic, I think that's bedlam. Awful. So no buses, no metro, and you don't own your own car, correct? That's right, but I had a few options. One was start walking until I got out of the gridlock area and then steal a car. People were leaving them with the keys in the ignition, just running away. Okay, sounds awful and reasonable. There's another would be to try and find a car as soon as possible, then use it to make a way out of the gridlock. What, like in action movies, a truck or a bus or something like Smash 3 or something like that. There's a third option. This one guy I know who lives not too far away. I know the fact that he has a motorcycle, and I know for a fact he loves it and takes good care of it. Maybe he could lend it to me. Lend his favourite thing to someone who is self-loathingly leaving forever to live as a hermit out in the mountains. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. Maybe a bit of a long shot, but I do know him pretty well. Maybe he considered that better having to watch it melt in the nuclear furnace. There. Alright then. So what did you decide to do? Try my luck with the motorcycle man. The motorcycle seemed a good idea at first, except that when I arrived at the building, the first thing I saw was him outside prepping his ride together with a group of similarly equipped motorcycle girls. So much for borrowing the motorcycle. He recognized me when I approached. He looked pretty distracted, picking up the saddlebags on the motorbikes and all kinds of things. But he stopped to talk to me. So, hello? I see you're making your escape. Would you like to have a spare spot on your escape home machine? Not exactly. He told me that he was heading towards the fallout shelter, and that if I wanted, I could come with them. He said he knew a woman in charge, so and that she was waiting for him. Yeah, that was just like you also know the woman in charge, and it didn't go well last time. True, but it was such a tempting offer. Did you take the offer? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's why, yeah, of course. So a few months later, we packed up things and went. The motorcycles were exactly as efficient as I thought it would be, skimming past the stalled cars and even edging through masses of people. We made it to the fire shot in excellent time. Well, as for the motorcycle, I mean, you're not going to need it in the shot, is he? It stashed him in a very carefully inside the garage of the Red Bar, which was right next to the entrance to the fallout shelter. Ray had the key and it locked tight. And locked it tight. It seemed he was pretty sure that the bike after he seemed pretty sure that he'd get them back after whatever this was had blown over. Point being, no bags for me. The door to the place was in the side alley where the trucks came in to load. Where we arrived, there was no one else waiting. He knocked, and a moment later she opened. The bitch queen. Oops. Yeah, she saw him, and I could see this weight dropping off her chest. She was happy, then she saw me. How did that go? She recognized me, of course, and immediately started to tell Ray a million lies about me. It took a minute of that before he and his posse were standing on the inside, but I was still outside. He gave me an apologetic shrug from the bitch queen. He gave me an apologetic shrug before the bitch queen slammed the door in my face. What did you expect? Yeah, well, there was the second time in the front of the same damn. I was the second time. Well, there I was the second time in the front of that same damn door, except having wasted even more time, I had to make a call. Well, this is actually getting pretty interesting, so I think I shall leave it here, folks, and start the next episode. So leave a like if you like this. Maybe comment down below talking about your adventures with this game, and consider subscribing if you already haven't. Mate, signing out. Bye.